morning and welcome. I'm John Fanna still with the Friends of Friendship Park. A number of our members of our steering committee are here today, as well as community leaders to speak out in opposition to the current plan, which is still on the table, to build two 30-foot walls at Friendship Park, the historic location on the U.S.-Mexico border just south of San Diego. And they would indeed, if they're brought in across the face of Friendship Park, they would destroy this treasured venue, which is of great social, historical, and cultural significance to the people of both San Diego and Tijuana and beyond. People from all over the state of California, all over the state of Baja California, and in fact people from across both nations of the United States and Mexico have traveled long distances to meet up with friends and loved ones at Friendship Park. So we are committed to protecting and preserving public access to this space. When the plans were originally announced to continue with the proposed construction of 30-foot walls, we, supported by members of the community and elected officials at every level of government, requested a pause in construction. And that pause was granted in early August by the Biden administration. And we're grateful that CBP Commissioner Chris Magnus has directed his staff to engage with community stakeholders. And we've been involved in those conversations now for the better part of 2 months. As part of that process, Customs and Border Protection opened a 30-day comment period on September 13th. Today is the deadline. So today, the deadline for submission of comments, we're weighing in as the Friends of Friendship Park, and we're weighing in as members of the community who are opposed to the construction of 30-foot walls at Friendship Park. Today, you'll be hearing from a variety of sectors of civil society. Letters have been signed by 269 faith leaders, by 156 educators, activists, and artists, by dozens, over 50 allied organizations, by over 50 creative and design professionals, and by over 50 medical professionals. And you'll hear from each of those communities today as to why they are opposed to the construction of 30-foot walls at Friendship Park.
Thank you very much. We are definitely very excited and very proud that all of our elected officials that have Friendship Park in their district have been supportive of our efforts to save Friendship Park. I would like to read an excerpt of one of the letters from one of our elected officials here from San Diego. To be clear, the city of San Diego does not and will not support any plan that would replace the existing border barriers at Friendship Park with new 30-foot wall, as stated in the June 2021 plan for use of border barrier funds. The replacement of the corroding barriers with a 30-foot wall is unnecessary. It is unethical to our values as a city and region and goes far beyond the rationale for replacing the current barriers as identified by CBP, which are for the life, safety, and environment concerns facing CBP employees and community members. The letter is signed by the Honorable Todd Gloria, Mayor of San Diego.
I'm Seth Clark, and I'm one of the pastors of the Border Church, La Iglesia Fronteriza. And in my hand, I hold names of 269 faith leaders. They're signed on to this letter that says, do not build 30-foot walls. I'll read just a snippet of it. Dear Mr. Enriquez, we are responding to your request for community input regarding the westernmost 0.6 miles of border barrier. Here is our response. Building higher walls at Friendship Park transgresses the doctrines of compassion and welcome embodied in our faith traditions. We enjoin you and other officials at U.S. Customs and Border Protection to heed the justice inherent in such life-giving teachings and respond accordingly. Responding accordingly means not building 30-foot walls. It means opening Friendship Park back up.
My name is Dan Watman. I'm part of the Friends of Friendship Park. I'm the coordinator for the Binational Friendship Garden of Native Plants. In my hand here I hold a letter from over 150 different artists, activists, and academic community members, and I'd like to read a little bit of it just to give you an idea of what this, how important this space is to this community. As an artistic, activist, and academic community, we collectively agree that the plan to build taller walls across Friendship Park, the binational border meeting place, represents a blatant disregard for the historical and cultural significance of this site and runs counter to the transnational intellectual inquiry that is the heart of education and creative expression.
Hi everyone, my name is Jean, and I am a leader of Sunrise San Diego. We are a national youth-led organization fighting for our future for our next generation, and the future of our planet. In addition to all the other facets of society that have signed on to these demands, approximately 85 organizational leaders have signed on to a letter that emphasizes the environmental significance of this space, in addition to its cultural and humanitarian importance. Among the 85 important stakeholders in our region that signed on are major national environmental organizations, like the Defenders of Wildlife, the Sierra Club, the Center of Biological Diversity, and the National Parks Conservation Association. The work of local community on both sides of the border in creating an important binational garden of native plants inside Friendship Park has included the native Plantago erecta grass that is the principal source of nourishment for the extremely endangered Quino checkerspark butterfly. The Friendship Park area is also a great habitat for the western burrowing owls, a species that is a California species of special concern and is currently endangered in Mexico. A number of the owls have been documented in the Friendship Park area. While the owls are physically capable of flying, they generally fly close to the ground while hunting, and they burrow their nests into the ground as well. If that earth is disturbed, or unearthed generally, those owls will be directly affected. The history and culture of this area is also of importance, starting with the fact that the area is part of the traditional lands of the Kumeyaay people, who still recognize their ties to this land. To preserve as much of Friendship Park as possible, we request that CBP cancel plans for a new 30-foot walls at Friendship Park to comply with the Biden administration's pledge, as stated in the June 2021 plan for use of border barrier funds to end wall expansion to the extent permitted by law.
Hello, my name is Mona. In November 2021, the San Diego-Tijuana region was announced as the winner of the World Design Capital for 2024, with the theme of designing trans-border futures. San Diego is the first U.S. city to receive this designation, and it was jointly selected along with its sister city of Tijuana due to their commitment to human-centered design and legacy of cross-border collaboration. We want to show the world in 2024 what makes the San Diego-Tijuana region powerful, and we want Friendship Park to serve as a model of how design can be utilized to address important humanitarian, ecological, and security issues along the border. This is not the time to build 30-foot walls. This is the time to reimagine Friendship Park as a true place of binational friendship and binational celebration. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning. My name is Pedro Rios. I'm Director of the American Friends Service Committee's U.S.-Mexico Border Program, as well as a member of the Friends of Friendship Park Coalition. And today, I will also be delivering a letter that was signed by over 50 medical professionals, in which they call for a halt to the CBP's plans of building 2 double 30-foot walls over Friendship Park. And let me tell you a little bit of the backdrop to this story. Back in June of 2019, we held a meeting, a group of advocates held a meeting in this building behind us, where the former Chief of the Border Patrol, Rodney Scott, when I asked him about what the rationale was for 30-foot border walls, his response was that CBP had conducted field psychological tests, and they determined that between 18 to 22 feet was the height at which a normal person would become disoriented. So that leads me to conclude that at 30 feet was overkill, and the expectation would be that people attempting to climb the border wall would either fall and become injured or possibly die. And the conclusion then for me is that death has been part of the outcome of 30-foot border walls. And the medical professionals resoundingly have stated that 30 feet of border walls has led them to see a five-fold increase in serious traumatic injuries in their trauma units. They have set aside trauma units specifically for people with injuries after having fallen from border walls, as well as they have seen a number of people, I believe the number is over 16 people now, that have died as a result of falling from 30-foot border walls. So the conclusion from medical professionals is clear, and that's why over 50 of them signed this letter saying that they are calling for the halt to CBP's plans of building 30-foot border walls across Friendship Park. It would lead to much more serious injuries, would exacerbate human suffering, and we want to see those plans end. Thank you.
Hello. We're here to deliver some letters to Chief Aaron Heitke. Okay.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We are here to deliver letters from different sectors of stakeholders in the community regarding CBPs.
What is your name, sir?
My name is Pedro Rios with the American
Pedro,
Friends
hey.
Committee.
Mike, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And the group of us here are delivering these letters in response to CBP's plans to construct 2 30-foot border barriers at Friendship Park. And today's the last day of the comment period, so we've collected these letters for CBP and
Excellent.
are wanting to deliver them to Chief Heitke.
Great. I'll take them from you. Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate it. How are you, sir?
And Seth. Good to meet you.
Seth,
Yeah.
nice to meet you. We've met before.
Yes.
Nice to see you. Maria, see?
Yes, nice to see
Okay,
you.
nice to see you. Hi, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Okay, hi. Dan, hey, nice to see you. Thank you,
It's on
Dan.
behalf of the artists, activists, and educators.
Okay, excellent. Very good. This is obviously very surprising, guys. There's a lot of cameras here. I'll take the letters for you. Do you have any more?
Those are it, but there are hundreds of signatures contained within the collection of letters.
Very good. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for
Thanks.
coming by.
All right.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Pedro Ríos, soy director del Comité de Amigos en San Diego. Aquí estuvimos para entregar una serie de cartas firmadas por diferentes sectores de la comunidad, representando a muchas personas, a más de casi 1000 personas que están en contra de los planes que tiene Patrulla Fronteriza de construir 2 muros de 30 pies sobre el Parque de la Amistad. Hoy se termina el periodo de comentario que propuso la Patrulla Fronteriza y con eso nosotros les entregamos estas cartas para que se den cuenta que hay un rechazo por completo de estos planes.
¿Qué representaría para el Parque de la Amistad la construcción de esos muros? ¿Qué cambiaría?
Cambiaría por completo la manera en que una persona podría interactuar en el parque, la posibilidad de ver desde Estados Unidos a México, tanto de México a Estados Unidos. Tiene componentes los planes de los muros donde casi terminaría por completo la posibilidad de que personas y familias pudieran llegar a visitar a sus seres queridos, como es posible en estos momentos. Y cualquier evento que se ha planeado en el futuro, por ejemplo como la Posada Sin Fronteras, ya no tendría espacio para llevar a cabo sus actividades en el parque.
Ahora, mencionabas que en una reunión con el jefe de la patrulla te dio una lógica del por qué la altura de construcción. ¿Cuál es la lógica que te mencionaba?
Durante la época del presidente Trump tuvimos una serie de reuniones aquí en este edificio con Patrulla Fronteriza. En una de estas reuniones yo le pregunté al jefe de la Patrulla Fronteriza en ese entonces, Bradley Scott, que cuál era la lógica de construir un muro de 30 pies, cómo llegaron a 30 pies. Él me contestó, donde habían un grupo de personas ahí presentes, que se iniciaron unos estudios donde concluyeron que dentro de 18 a 22 pies, una persona normal tratando de escalar un muro a esa altura se iba a desorientar. Entonces, para nosotros lo que vemos es de 30 pies, es casi asegurando que una persona escalando a esa altura, que se caiga, se va a lastimar, se va a lesionar y posiblemente se va a morir, va a perder la vida. Y eso es lo que estamos viendo, que se están registrando cientos de casos ya en las salas de emergencia con personas que se han lesionado con lesiones traumáticas, serias, donde les está cambiando la vida por esas lesiones que han recibido.
¿Qué impacto crees que tengan las cartas que entregaron el día de hoy?
Bueno, la idea sería de que realmente tomaran en consideración las cartas, los puntos de vista que se hacen por los diferentes sectores de la comunidad y que cambien sus planes y que terminen con la idea de construir 2 muros de 30 pies. Sabemos el historial de patrulla fronteriza, ellos están aferrados, usan pretextos para motivar sus propias conclusiones. Y aquí, más que nada, queremos darles a conocer que la mayoría de las personas que tienen conocimiento del parque, que usan el parque, no coinciden con la idea de que 2 muros de 30 pies de altura son necesarios para el Parque de la Amistad.